Some of our fans believe that we're going to finish in a playoff position. I just don't see it.
Personally, I don't think we will be nowhere near it as good as last year. But a top half, maybe pushing to top 10 finish, quite optimistic, but I'm quite confident we can get that.
Yeah, excited but nervous because we know what happened last time.
One of those where I don't want to get too optimistic, however, pre-season indicates that it could be quite an exciting year, obviously.
We had a fair few come through the door, a fair few exciting names as well, including, I don't know if any Swansea fans here, I apologise for mentioning the name, Bamba from Cardiff. He's currently training with us. I'm hoping we actually give him a contract. Man, mountain of a player.
Yeah, I'm going to back Russell. I'm going to back the boys. Fingers crossed, we can get the job done, get into the Premier League this season.
So hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a season preview for the 2021-22 championship season. But before we get into our thoughts, we've got some opposition fans from numerous different clubs such as QPR, Luton, Middlesbrough, Stoke. And yeah, we've just got a few fans on, so we'll hand it over to them to give you their thoughts ahead of their season with their clubs. So yeah, over to them.
How's it going, guys? My name is Dan from the Madeinluton channel. Today I'm going to be doing my thoughts on how my team Luton Town will do in the Championship 2021-2022 season. This will be in a season preview made by Pure SCFC Vlogs. And before I continue with this clip, I'd like to say thank you to both them guys for having me on their channel. It's much appreciated, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. So to begin with, I'm going to be talking about the players we've signed and the players that have left our club during the recent transfer window. So basically, we've lost James Collins, are pretty much our number 9 for the past few seasons. Got, I believe, 10 or 12 goals last season for us in the Championship. He's gone to Cardiff, and on top of that, Matty Pearson's gone to Huddersfield. They're probably our main 2 losses, and then we've also lost George Moncur, who's gone to Hull City. On top of that, we've signed quite a few players. I believe we've signed 9 players in total so far. One of the main players that I think is going to be amazing for us next season will be Carlos Mendes Gomez, who we signed from Morecambe, I believe, for £500,000. He looks like a prolific goal scorer. It looks like he's going to bag a lot of goals for us this season. He's already looking good in pre-season. But beside him, we've signed a few other decent players. But one player I'm definitely looking forward to seeing play for us next season is Elijah Adebayo, who came from Walsall in January of this year, I believe. And he's already scored a few goals for us in the Championship last season. And I think him and Mendes Gomez are going to be our duo up top, which are going to cause havoc. But when actually talking about Luton as a whole, and where I personally think they will finish, I'm going to go with a high place finish. Obviously last year we finished, I believe, 12th or 11th, but this season I'm going to go with a 10th place finish. Some of our fans believe that we're going to finish in a playoff position. I just don't see it. I think there's a lot of good teams and a lot of good players being brought to the Championship for next season, and I think Luton are going to be up there. I think they'll finish much higher than they did last year, but will I think they're going to get playoffs? I just can't see it happening. It'll be interesting to see what other teams finish, like Swansea. But that's pretty much my thoughts on where I think Luton will finish next season. There's not a lot else I can say besides the fact that Nathan Jones, I think, will continue to give us a lot of passion and just give us the energy that we need as a manager. And I think he's going to carry us to another great finish in the Championship. Obviously, he's been with us since League 2, and since then he's just got us to where we are today, besides obviously when he went to Stoke, but we won't talk about that today. But thank you guys for having me on again. Make sure to subscribe to Pure SCFC Vlogs, and also to my channel. Hopefully it'll be linked in the description. Madeinluton. I just do pretty much similar content to these guys. I just do it based on Luton instead, because obviously I support Luton. And yeah, so thank you for my segment of this video, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
So for the upcoming season, as a QPR fan, I can, for the first time in years, say that I am quite confident for it, because I've been really impressed with Warburton and the signings that he's made. Dwight, Austin, Field and Dozzle as well, and also Jimmy Dunn, I think his name is, James Dunn, whatever, Premier League experience with Burnley. And he's brought in the signings that we made last January, signed them on a permanent, people we had on loan. So that's really good. And I know a lot of people have named us as dark horses, which is understandable. We've got a really good squad, and I definitely think we are worthy of achieving playoffs this season, if it all goes to plan. So top half finish at least, hopefully playoffs. And I'm feeling really good for this season. If we can get Johansson as well, that'll be the cherry on top. So good season ahead, hopefully. And I think so. Come on, you R's.
What's up, guys? My name is Barnsley Thank you to these guys for letting me be on the channel to talk about Michael Barnsley for the upcoming 2021-2022 season. Obviously, last year was incredible, us getting into the playoffs with no one expecting. Since then, we've lost our manager, we've lost our captain, and also we lost goal scoring USA international Daryl DK. Since then, we've signed new manager Marcus Schopp over from Austria, highly rated manager, done very good work with a low-rated team over there, so I'm pretty confident in what we can do this year. The only signing we've made so far is Devante Cole, a former Red who was at Motherwell last year. We are due 2 or 3 more signings this upcoming week, but as of now we've only signed him. I'm confident if we do get maybe 2 more forwards and another centre mid, we can push up the table again. Personally, I don't think we will be nowhere near it as good as last year, but a top half, maybe pushing to top 10 finish, quite optimistic, but I'm quite confident we can get that. But that's as long as we make a few more additions before the season starts. So like I say, hopefully we can push for the top 10. I think that's a realistic aim for Barnsley this season. I am a Barnsley vlogger, so you might all link my channel in the description. I'll be vlogging the games next year. Hopefully we can push for the top 10 like I said. And yeah, thank you for letting me be on your channel and enjoy the rest of the video.
So Birmingham City fan here, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the upcoming season. Of course, it's going to be Lee Bowyer's first full season in charge at the club. I'm really looking forward to this season. We brought in some really good signings as well. Ryan Woods on a free transfer, Aneke, Jordan Graham, who looks a really good player. He's impressed in pre-season. We brought in the likes of Chong as well, Dion Sanderson, the centre-back from Wolves. We brought in a couple of players on loan from Premier League clubs. And of course, this is, like I said, it's going to be Lee Bowyer's first full season at the club. When he come in, the end of last season, he done really well, keeping us up comfortably, winning 5 out of the last 10 games. And I think this season, I'm not saying we'll get promoted, but don't be surprised if I think Birmingham City will surprise a lot of people. We've brought in some good signings, we've got a good team, we've got a lot of squad depth. So I do think, let's just say, I think Blues will definitely surprise a few people this season.
Hello everybody on the Pure SCFC Vlogs channel. Old Grandpa Joe here, Hull City fan, champions of League One, as it says on my shirt there. Brief little overview from me about us this season, what to expect. Obviously last time we played you, it was rather eventful at the KCOM, as it was known then. New stadium, technically, so all you Swansea fans coming up can get a ground tick. It's now called the MKM Stadium. Still the same manager as we had last time in the Championship. But quite a different squad. In goal, George Long is gone. It's Matt Ingram now, who is between the posts, and Long gone to Millwall this summer. He's been replaced with Nathan Baxter on loan from Chelsea. Very, very highly rated young goalkeeper. Was at Accrington last season. Impressed massively. 2 new right-backs from when we were last in the Championship, both playing in the Championship for the first time, I do believe. Louis Coyle might have played in there for Leeds before, but I think all of his appearances for the Whites were cup action, FA Cup, that sort of thing. And he's accompanied by Josh Emmanuel in that position. Centre-backs, lost Rhys, but we've got Alfie Jones, we've got Jacob Greaves, Sean McLaughlin, Festus Arter, all very young, all very exciting. Looking at bringing someone else in there, we're linked with Terrell Thomas from AFC Wimbledon. Yeah, should be decent on a free. Obviously with the embargo that we've got, same embargo as Reading, in case you're unaware. We are limited in that area. Left back, Elder Fleming, same as it was last time in the Championship. Midfield, completely different. New club captain, Richie Smallwood. Honeyman, Doherty, impressed in League One last season. Back up, where do I start? George Monker. We've got Andy Cannon, who both of those just come in. Also, who's just broke through the academy, Ollie Green. Fantastic little player. Keep an eye out for him in the Hull City team over the coming years. Front three, it's obvious. It's Malik Wilkes, Keane Lewis-Potter and Josh McGuinness. Excited but nervous because we know what happened last time. But that's your brief overview of Hull City, the players we've got, the position we're in. Yeah, thank you for having me on the channel, guys. See you later.
Hi mate, thank you very much for letting me feature on your YouTube channel regarding Huddersfield Town transfer news. We have brought a couple of players in, and first of all I'm going to start with Levy Colwill. We signed Levy Colwill from Chelsea. He took part of the Chelsea under-23s. He's on loan for us. He's free transfer, but he's on loan to us till June 2022. A pretty promising youngster. Not exactly too much about his stats from the under-23s. But then, yeah, I think he's a promising youngster. And then we did sign Josh Ruffles for another free transfer for Huddersfield Town. As a club like us, we like to do things on the cheap. And he is on a contract with us till June 2023. Now, Josh Ruffles is a left back. He used to play for Oxford United, and then he came to us on a free transfer. Plays as a number 3, and yeah, he's scored 6 goals in 42 appearances, and for a left back, I think that's a pretty good record for a left back, and to score goals it's quite rare. And then we did sign Oliver Turton from Blackpool. I'm not sure, and again it was on a free transfer, and again it's the same as Josh Ruffles. He's on a contract with us till June 2023. Ollie Turton, I think when he were in League One, he assisted 1 goal in the 37 games he did play. Picked up 2 yellow cards. An average player, in my opinion. I think he'll be a good defender for us, but I also think that he might start, but also I think he might be on the bench for a couple of games this coming season. The main player that actually I think that, you know, stands out for us, who we've signed, and again it's on a free transfer, is Jordan Rhodes from Sheffield Wednesday, and his market value is 500,000. And I think it's pretty decent, but yeah, we've got him until June 2024. Jordan Rhodes didn't do great, but didn't do too well. But I think he did score a couple of goals, which were pretty decent. He scored 7 goals in 37 games in the Championship last season, so I think that is a pretty decent record. But yeah, he's now back in his hometown, is Jordan Rhodes, and I think that if Jordan Rhodes turns up to his full potential, like he used to do, like he was when he used to play for Huddersfield Town and scored loads of goals for us, goodness knows, back like 2012, 2010, 2012. And yeah, so if he turns back to his full potential, I think he could potentially help us quite a bit. We signed Lee Nichols, which is again on a free transfer. And yeah, every player we've signed in this transfer window has been on a free. So yeah, we signed Lee Nichols from NK Dons, and that's till July 2023. I don't think it'll be our first choice keeper, as Ryan Schofield is in our goalkeeper spot right now. And then we got Matty Pearson from Luton, again on a free transfer. Market value at $1 million. Yeah, from Luton Town, centre back, and he scored 2 goals in 40 appearances. And as a defender, you don't really end up scoring goals unless it's a corner. So whether if those goals will come from corners. But then yeah, we have sold quite a lot of players also too. But yeah, nothing really been really interesting. As Huddersfield Town, a club like us, we always like to do things on the cheap. So we haven't really spent no money. We're going to try and do it on the cheap. Try and stay up is our main goal, I think, for next season. Yeah, but that's literally our transfer news. It's nothing really anything special, but I think the most promising player we've signed on a free transfer is Jordan Rhodes, and that's just potentially through his form when he used to play for us. So yeah, anyway, I want to thank you for letting me feature on your YouTube channel, and I hope all goes well for Swansea in the upcoming season.
So, it's that time of year, the elusive question, where will your side finish? I'm really unsure with Stoke. It's one of those where I don't want to get too optimistic. However, pre-season indicates that it could be quite an exciting year. Obviously, we beat Aston Villa the other day. We've got a friendly against Wigan tonight as I'm recording this. And then we've got another test against Wolves on Saturday. We come away from that Villa game with a 2-0 win. Two fantastic goals from Stephen Fletcher and Mario Vrancic, who could be some crucial players this season. Ben Wilmot, former Swansea player, he impressed. He was absolutely outstanding in the friendly against Crewe and Aston Villa. So I think it could be an interesting season. Obviously, we've got key players like Nick Powell in, Tyrese Campbell to come back and to add to how good we've been, well, to add to the fantastic squad we've got at the moment. Michael O'Neill's already mentioned he wants to bring in a couple more additions, so it could be an exciting season. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I did say we'd finished 12th last year, and we finished 14th, I think. So, yeah, I think we'll be in the top 10 if we can get, I wouldn't say get lucky with injuries, but sort of just keep. Last season was completely ruined by injuries. We were second in the table when Tyrese Campbell got injured against Cardiff at Christmas time, and then we plummeted down. So I think I'm still so unsure. I've not done a overall pre-season prediction yet, but I'm gonna say Stoke will just miss out on the playoffs. I think we'll come 7th or 8th. I think there's some very good sides in the Championship this year. And it's going to be a very tough season. However, I'd be more than happy if we can make it into the playoffs. So yeah, thank you for letting me come on. Go on, Stoke.
Thank you for having me on the video. People go and subscribe to me. Of course, my name is A.J.T, a Butter vlogger. I do everything to do with Middlesbrough, but basically, give me a little thoughts on our transfer so far. I've had a fair few come through the door. A fair few exciting names as well, including, I don't know if any Swansea fans here, I apologise for mentioning the name, Bamba from Cardiff. He's currently training with us. I'm hoping we actually give him a contract. Mountain of a player. But like I said, Sammy Amiobi's obviously come in. Ipezu from Wickham, he came in. Of course, all Bamba's obviously training with us. I don't think Patterson signed yet. I think he's still on sort of trial with us from Bristol City. So Patterson as well. Crooks came in from Rotherham. So many different names have come in the door. Our transfer business so far this season has been fantastic. It's been one of our best sort of transfer windows for a while for me personally. Pereira as well, Argentine, youngster, coming in after the Olympics. It's exciting, man. Hopefully we're going to have a good season as well. Come on, the boys.
Obviously, a massive thanks to all those who featured on our channel from different clubs. Their links will be down in the description, so go and subscribe to them. As well as that, we've also got some fellow Swansea City content creators and vloggers on as well, so we'll hand it over to them right now.
Hello people on the HarveySCFC vlogs channel, it's Curtis here, and they've asked me to give my thoughts on the upcoming season. So obviously John Eustace is likely to take over the new manager. Steve Cooper's left. I'm gutted about that, to be honest with you, and also with the window now, we really need signings and players, or else it'll probably be a season of struggle. I mean, John Eustace is likely to come in now, and it'll be interesting to see how he does. Obviously, he's a QPR assistant manager, and he played some nice football in non-league as well. Hopefully, he can bring that to the Swans. And my early prediction where we finish the season depends how the transfer window plans out. I'd probably say we might just miss out on top 6, probably go with 7th or 8th. But yeah, who knows? Hopefully now we can get top 6 again. Hopefully John Eustace will be man to take us. Obviously Steve Cooper's left, as I'm gutted about. And yeah, hopefully we can do well this season after disappointment from the playoff last season.
So the upcoming season for the Swans, I think fans can be relatively excited. Russell Martin's just been appointed as the new boss. I think he's a good appointment. Likes to play attacking, possession-based football from what I've heard, and I think that can be really good. Of course, we've got a lot of gifted, talented youngsters at the club, and hopefully we can get the best out of them this season. I don't think we'll be pushing for, I don't think we'll be in the top 6 all season, be there consistently. I think we'll have sort of a season like we did first season with Graham Potter. We'll sort of mid-table flirty with the playoffs. for most of it, but didn't actually get there. So I think we'll have one of them seasons. I think this season, hopefully, we can finish between 6th to 10th. I'll say 6th to be ambitious. Cheers, mate.
So thank you very much for Jake and Luke allowing me to come onto the channel. I'm going to give my thoughts on Swansea City this season. Then it's going to be an interesting one. Of course, we've lost some very, very good players. Horahan, Ayew, Woodman, Guehi and plenty more. We've not really brought in any of those, we've not really brought in any replacements for those players, so it is quite frustrating. We've brought in Liam Walsh, who on paper looks like a good signing, but he's already injured. He is injury prone, he's already injured. And Prue and Joseph didn't even start against Southampton. So against Southampton, we really had no new starters. So Russell Mann has come in now as the new manager, so fingers crossed he can get a few players over the line between now and Blackburn Rovers and towards the end of August when the window does end. We've not signed any loan players either, which is a bit of a weird one considering our business usually is relying on loan players. We've not signed any loan players, but yeah, I'm going to back Russell Mann, I'm going to back the boys. Fingers crossed, we can get the job done, get to the Premier League this season. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think it is. Fulham squad's ridiculous. Still got Mitrovic. You look at Sheffield United, McBurney, Brewster. Bournemouth still got some quality players. We've got the other team who came down, West Brom. We've got some quality players, and then you'll still have teams up there who've got a lot of money. Cardiff, we hate to say it, but they do still have money. They do still have some good players, Kiefer Moore, for example. So it'll be a tricky one. At the end of the day in the Championship, you need consistency, and that's the last couple of things we've done in the last couple of seasons with Steve Cooper. It was consistent. With Graham Potter, we weren't consistently good performance-wise, but wasn't consistent in results. 1 week we beat, a team 3-1, for example. We beat Stoke 3-1 before, and then the week after we lost 4-0 to Queen's Park Rangers. So there's a lot of inconsistency with Graham Potter. Russell Martin, you could say he's quite consistent. His performances with MK Dons last season was quite consistent. He managed to get them mid-table, which was quite good for them. He also had the third best possession base in Europe last season with MK Dons, and also he did set a new record with MK Dons, getting the most passes leading up to a goal, 56. So that's a new record. So fingers crossed we can see, some of those highlighted stats at Swansea City. It'd be great to beat that record. Will be hard, but yeah, we do have some quality players at the time of the recording. Matt Grimes is still a Swansea City player. We still have Jay Fulton, Corey Smith, George Byers at the time still recording as well. So got some decent midfielders there, Liam Walsh. So yeah, I think we could do alright this season. Do I think, we're gonna hit the heights of last season? No. For a finish, I'm going to predict us to finish 9th. I'll probably change between now and my predictions when they come out later this week. But yeah, I'm going to go 9th for a starter. Fingers crossed we can get a few more players over the line. Fingers crossed some of the big teams can lose a few of their players, but probably not. But anyway, thank you very much, HarveySCFC Vlogs, again, me on the channel. My YouTube name is Swans80s. Of course, most people will know me. But yeah, I do feature in Jake's vlogs and Luke's vlogs quite a lot, so make sure you subscribe to them and subscribe to me on the road to 4K. But anyway, thanks Jake and Luke for getting me on. Make sure you subscribe to me, guys. A lot of content coming out this week, and of course, I'll be going to Blackburn Rovers on the weekend. So enjoy the rest of the video, and big shout to Jake and Luke for getting me on.
What's going on, guys? Everyone on Jake's channel, Mal here, from the HarveySCFC Vlogs YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. Now today, we're going to be, I'm going to be doing a quick review on the Championship. To be honest, I reckon it's going to be a good season. I think it's going to be a big season for the likes of Fulham, Sheffield United, Swansea, and all that. To be honest, I'm going to say the Championship champions are probably going to be Fulham, and the 3 relegated teams, I'm going to say Blackpool, Peterborough and Huddersfield. Runners up in the Championship, I'm going to say Sheffield United. Playoff winners, I'm going to be optimistic and say the Swans, but it won't happen. But yeah, thank you for having me on, Jake, and yeah, talk to you guys in a bit.
A big thanks to all those Swans lads for coming on, as well as the other lads as well. All the links will be down in the description, so yeah, go and subscribe to them. But now over to us. Right, now over to our part. Thanks to everyone that's given us their thoughts for this season preview. So yeah, season preview for the 2021-22 season. I don't really know what to think. Obviously we are in a bit of a mess at the moment. At the time of recording this, I think it's pretty clear that Russell Martin is about to be given the managerial role, but hopefully by the time this video's out he has. If he hasn't, then we're in even more trouble. But as it currently stands, we've lost all of our best players. We've lost Andre Ayew, we've lost Freddie Woodman, we've lost Mark Guehi, we've lost Conor Horahan. Looks like Matt Grimes could be out on his way out, and we've only signed 3 players: Kyle Joseph, Joel Perreault and Liam Walsh, with only two of them being senior players. And obviously Connor Roberts is injured, so we are in a bit of a mess. This season I can't see us doing too well. I'd like to think we can get at least top 6, but for me it's going to be a mid-table possibly. But yeah, what are you thinking ahead of the season then?
I think it will be very tough. As you said, we had some players leaving, especially Ayu, who was arguably our key player and best player last season. So it's going to be hard to try and replace him with somebody. Obviously we've made a couple of signings, but I still think there's a lot more we need to make, especially with the managerial role. I'd like Russell Martin to be our manager over anyone else. I feel like he's someone that knows what he's doing, he knows what he wants to do, and he has a plan and a structure of doing things. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult season to predict. I don't think we'll do it as well as we did last year. I think we might just miss out on the playoffs, but we still need to bring in it's 2 or 3 players that will hopefully make a difference.
Yeah, so like now on to how we think the signings are done really. So obviously our transfer business hasn't been great this season. Obviously, as I mentioned, we signed Joel Perreault, Liam Walsh and Kyle Joseph. So 3 signings, 2 of them being strikers, 1 of them a midfielder. Obviously we don't really need many defenders. We've got Ben Cabango, Joel Latibodia, Ryan Bennett, Brandon Cooper, Norton can fill in there as well. But in terms of how I think our transfer business has been, I think Kyle Joseph definitely one for the future. A bit like Morgan Whittaker, that sort of player. And then with Liam Walsh, from what I've seen, he's a good player, but nothing, you know, too out of the ordinary, just a standard championship player. But that would be what we need, because obviously we've got Smith, Fulton, with Grimes on the way out and Byers on the way out. It looks like we'll only have Fulton and Smith, so Liam Walsh would be a good signing. And as for Joel Perreault, I haven't seen much of him, but from what I've heard from the under-23s games and stuff like that, that he's been playing for other clubs, he's been doing well. Obviously he's on the under-23s level, but you've still got to score the goals. Yeah, and from what I've seen from the younger ranks, he's done really well. So yeah, how would you rate our transfers so far?
I think it has been good so far. Obviously we've mainly just bring in young players. I still think we need some sort of experienced player. Obviously if Grimes is going, we'll need a new captain. We'll need someone to obviously lead our team out on the pitch every time we play. I do also think we need an out-and-out right winger. I don't think we exactly got one apart from Garrick. I think Lowe could also do a job, but I think I prefer him playing on the left.
Yeah, obviously I've got Routledge as well, but he's injured and he's getting on. It probably will be his last season as well.
I would like to give Garrick some opportunities, but
yeah,
I think we need someone a bit more experienced to play out wide. Just to replace Ayu, really.
Yeah.
Obviously we'll need someone to get his goals. Hopefully that might be Joel Perreault, maybe Jamal Lowe might get more goals than he did last season, but
yeah.
I think there's definitely signings we need to make, but I am happy with the ones that we've made.
Yeah,
I think Liam Walsh, we might add something a bit different in the midfield, which we might not already have.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Joseph, obviously he's a young lad, still obviously a lot to learn as he's if he wants to be an out-and-out striker. And obviously Joel Perreault, he looks good. Signing him from obviously PSV for a reasonably big fee. But yeah, hopefully I expect quite a lot from them players, to be honest. And hopefully they can just add something a bit different to the team.
Yeah, and obviously what I was also going to touch on was with the departures of the big players, does that now leave room for more players to get into the team, in your opinion? The likes of Jordan Garrick, because you've obviously already mentioned, he could maybe get into the team. Jamal Lowe will now be the main man, in my opinion, in terms of attackers. Obviously he was a bit in Ayu's footsteps. He had a great season with, I think it was 13 or something like that. But he'll be the main man now. Him and Garrick could possibly play on the wings. Also opens up opportunities to Latibodia now, because Gehi's gone. Brandon Cooper possibly get into the team. Maybe Tavongi Rashesha could even get into the team without Roberts injured. And maybe Manning and Bidwell be a bit rotated this season, and hopefully now Smith gets more chances. Byers, if he stays, it doesn't look like he will. But there's some good under-23s that would, could get into the squad. But how would you say that the players, who do you think will get given chances now, and how do you think it'll go?
I think definitely Stephen Bender in goal will definitely get more chances, especially after Woodman. Well, looks like he's definitely set to stay at Newcastle now.
Yeah.
So yeah, this opens up an opportunity for one of the keepers to come through and just show us what they can do with it. Shot stopping, reflexes, just show us fans and the manager what they can do. And I think Bender, he'll definitely be on number 1, I think, next season. With Ben Hamer probably just behind as a backup. We might just take it in turns rotation, but yeah, I think Ben will definitely get a lot more chances. I'd like to see Manning get a bit more game time. I think Bidwell plays slightly a bit more. So I'd like him to try and balance that out a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know really, maybe Morgan Whittaker, he's been decent in pre-season. And probably Joel Latfield as well, because didn't see much from him really last season. He played a couple of games. And obviously Guy played most games last season. So I'd like to see Latfield perhaps fill in his boots and play some more games.
Yeah, obviously, like, you know, with our team now, it does open up more chances for some more players to come in. But how would you? What other signings would you say we need in terms of positions? Because for me, I think although we've got many strikers, you know, in attackers wise, we've got Whittaker, Cullen, Routledge, Perot, Joseph, Garrick. We've got loads of strikers, but I do still think we need that out-and-out striker, experienced striker. So for me, we need an experienced striker, we need 2 more midfielders, and possibly a centre-back for me. And yeah, what would you say we need?
Yeah, I probably agree with those, and add especially a right winger. Obviously we've got Routledge and Garrick, but Garrick's young, and obviously he went out on loan in Swindon. I think it was last season. And then Routledge, obviously getting older now, he won't be able to play a full 90 minutes.
No.
So we need I think an out-and-out right winger, someone who can try and play a full 90 and perhaps play most games. And yeah, I'd probably also say, I don't know about another striker, because we do have a lot of options. And obviously Perot, Joseph, Cullen and Whittaker. So well, possibly another striker, but yeah, I'd probably agree with a right winger and another centre back.
Yeah, and then finally on to how do you think we'll finish? So obviously we may be doing a championship table prediction, so we'll obviously say that as well. But I think we will finish mid-table. I'm going to be very optimistic here. I'm going to go 9th. I think we have got what it takes to finish a bit higher up, maybe 7th, 8th, maybe even scraping at 6th, but I don't think we have the consistency to finish top with in the top 2 or in the top 6 with the team we got, unless it's 6th, like very last at the least. But I think 9th will be where we'll finish for me. So with the squad we got, I just think it's average. So it won't be a bad season. It won't be as bad as what people are thinking. I really don't think that everyone's saying we're gonna have a really awful season, but I don't think it'll be that bad. So 9th for me. But what about you?
I think I'll go for 7th. Just to miss out. I think there's a lot of other teams in this league that are a lot stronger in terms of players in positions. They've all got decent managers as well. And I think it's going to be tough just to challenge with the other teams really. So I'm going to go for a 7th finish for us.
Yeah, so obviously that's been it for this championship preview. Obviously we'll be doing preview for Blackburn next week, first game of the season. Obviously once this video's out you would have seen our Southampton vlog, so go and watch that. And yeah, thanks for watching.